Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. My name is Jordan. This is your 30-minute Vinyasa flow. Super excited to be here to share this practice with you. We have a full moon today, a super fun time, I know for me, to practice yoga, practice being with the breath, and just creating space for softness, maybe cultivating a bit of heat and using that heat to facilitate change, to bring in whatever's meant for us. That being said, you are captain of your own ship here. You make all of the decisions about what happens, not only physically, but also energetically here on the four corners of your mat. So feel free to grab a few blocks if you'd like. We may pass through our Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon shape, and we will be getting started in a child's pose towards the back of your space. So feel free to grab a block, a blanket, anything you'd like to just bring the earth up to meet your body. Invite a little bit of support here, in particular for the heart space, which may feel a little tender around this time as we embrace the magnetism of the moon. Go ahead and make your way mindfully to your balasana shape. Maybe taking the knees a little bit wide, taking a moment to settle in here, rock side to side, before crawling the fingertips forward or towards the toes, whatever feels more supportive for the spine. And allow the forehead to melt towards the earth or a block as we bring in awareness to the breath. Allow the breath to expand 360 degrees through the torso. As we soften the skin of the face, feel the temperature, the texture of the earth as it comes up to meet you without judgment. And we'll take a deep breath in here through the nose. And a long breath out through the mouth. If you had the hands by the toes, go ahead, walk them forward. Maybe tense up onto the fingertips, rock the forehead side to side. On an inhale, root down through all of your fingerprints, nice and active through the arms, root down to the tops of the feet. On an exhale, find your tabletop shape, cat the spine, chin to chest. And realign the knees under the hip points and tuck the toes. Find a kneeling position at the back of your space, a little toe stand here. Maybe peel the little toes out if it feels good. You can always bring a block or a blanket underneath the knees. We won't be here for super long. And on an inhale, reach the hands up high. Exhale to cactus through the elbows. Lift the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand to the left thigh. Maybe left hand to the low back. Roll the left shoulder back. Allow the rib cage to circle the axis of your spine. Maybe soften the left ribs. And breathe here, be here. Inhale through center, mindfully unravel, reach the hands up high. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to reach. And exhale, twist to the right. Finding your version. Maybe roll the right shoulder back. Option to gaze in that direction. Keeping the hip points shining forward. Inhale through center, release. And exhale, tabletop. Plant the palms, untuck the toes, and tap the tops of the feet on the mat to release. You can slow it down and find your cow cat. Soften the abdomen towards the earth, thread the heart through the biceps, tail to sky. Maybe tick-tock the chin from side to side. And on an exhale, round the spine, cat pose, chin to chest. Maybe look back at the toes. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Elbow creases continue to look away from the body. Inhale for cow. Sink the hips towards the heels, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tail tilts towards the sky. Heels melt towards the earth. Wrap the upper arm bones out, pressing evenly into both palms. Maybe shifting the weight to each fingerprint. And sending the energy up through the arms, along the spine to the tip of the tail, down and out the heels. Gripping the earth with the fingerprints and the toes. Option to keep a nice bend in the knees here to start. Embrace any movements that feel good. And hug the low ribs in to protect your back, your lower back, your spine. Maybe shake out the head. On your next inhale, come up high on the tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees, step the right foot towards the left side of your space. Maybe flex through the foot. Take a moment to rock back and forth. And seal the right foot back to the mat. Walk your left foot, cross it over to the right. Find a little crisscross walk, a little tiptoe through the tulips here as we make our way to the top of our space, taking our time. Maybe you flex into the left foot, rock back and forth. And crisscross again, right foot over and to the left. Feeling into the bottoms of your feet, maybe lifting the heels, tenting up onto the fingertips, and take your left foot, cross it over. And find your forward fold, feet hips width, maybe even a little wider, Uttanasana, top of your space. Take a moment to bend generously into the knees, let the head dangle, maybe sway, or reach for the backs of the legs. Anything to help decompress the cervical spine as we support the low back with this bend in the knees. Maybe you open and close the jaw, shake the head gently, yes and no. And release any binds. Lift the toes, feel into all four corners of each foot. And soften the toes back down, send the hips back in space, round spine, root to rise. Draw the energy up from the bottoms of the feet. High mountain, inhale to reach. Exhale, side body bend to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side body bend to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to cactus. Option to bend into the knees. Inhale to reach. And exhale to fold. Bend the knees to hinge at the hips. Melt it down. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Slide the palms to the shins, the thighs, maybe fingertips on the earth. Gaze forward. Exhale, release. We'll plant the palms. Step the feet back to your plank shape. Knees up or down. On an inhale, shift forward, heart leads. Maybe we dome slightly through the upper back body. Slight tuck of the chin. Exhale to lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Slither through Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Stay nice and low here. And pause. Hold your shape for the exhale. Maybe we begin to shift back and forth, massaging the front of the body. Lifting from the base of the skull. Steadying the breath. Maybe we get light on the fingertips. Stay rooted in the tops of the feet. And steady the breath. Pin the elbows back. And come back through center. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Option to give the hips a little bit of a wiggle. Maybe tick-tock the heels side to side. And release the feet back to the earth. Tuck the toes, wrists under the shoulders. Press to your tabletop shape and find downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale to come up high on the tippy toes. Exhale, option to hop or step to the top of your space. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. A little bit swifter, but still mindful. Big breath, big stretch. Exhale to fold, let it go. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, your version, long spine. Exhale, release, forward fold. We'll step the feet back to plank, knees up or down. Option to lower belly to cobra or pause halfway. Chaturanga Dandasana, your four-limbed staff, balancing the rib cage on the triceps. Slide through, open the heart, shoulder blades back and down. Rooted still through the tops of the feet. And exhale, downward dog. Your breath, your movement. Taking your vinyasa in a way that feels supportive to you today. Being kind to yourself. Inviting room to give yourself what you need. From our downward dog, root down through the left heel. Inhale the right leg high. Option to bend into the right knee. Find your scorpion tail. Imagine you could touch your right heel to your right glute. Stay rooted in the right hand to level out the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, three-legged dog. Right toes turn down. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to chest. Shift forward, shoulders over the wrists. And step your right foot towards your right thumb, hips width stance. Inhale to rise, high lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs to an invisible midline to inspire length in the torso. Use your exhale to settle in. Really press into the left toes. Light up through that leg, heavy in the right heel. Right fingertips to the left wrist, side body bend. Inhale here. Exhale, open twist to the right. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Left heel melts. Tee out the arms. Heavy in that right heel, sending the energy now out the outside edge of our left foot. Head over heart over pelvis. Core muscles engaged. Maybe imagining the ribs knitting in like clasped fingers here. Nice open front body. And reverse, right hand forward, up and back. Big breath in. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh, or reach for a block on the outside of your right foot. Maybe left hand forward, pinkies down to plug the shoulder in. Roll the heart towards the sky. Maybe we gaze up. Inhale, reverse triangle. Right leg long, right hand reaches. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Pull the right hip back, left hip melts forward. Maybe we reach for a block. Explore a tiny bend in the right knee. Fingertips to the shin, the ankle, maybe the outside of the right leg. And again, we roll the heart open. Option to gaze up with the left thumb. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale brings you back, warrior two. Rebend the right knee. Exhale here, settle in. Inhale, get a little long, and exhale, launch Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Lifting the left toes up off, reaching for a block, or maybe the front right-hand corner of your space. Teeing out the arms, kicking an imaginary wall with the left foot. Left hip rotates open. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in. And exhale, soft bend in the right knee. How soft can you land with the left toes? We find warrior two one more time. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, cartwheel the left palm down, low lunge twist, right hand high. Heart spins to the right. Find an inhale here. And an exhale, release. Step the right toes back. Option to keep the right toes lifted for your one-legged chaturanga. Making your way to downward facing dog, moving with your breath. Finding a deep breath in and a long breath out. Root down through the right heel, inhale the left leg high. Option to bend the knee, open up the hip. And breathe here, be here. Deep breath in. Exhale, down, three-legged dog. Left heel to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to chest, shift forward and step your left foot towards your left thumb. Hips width stance, think root to rise. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale here, settle in. Really press into the right toes to spike through that heel. Pull the left hip back to meet the right. Left fingertips to the right wrist, side body bend. Deep breath in. Imagine lifting the right ribs as we rainbow up and then over. Inhale here. Exhale, open twist to the left. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Take a moment to find your sturdy base here. Making sure we're hips width, not on a tight rope. Long line from fingertip to fingertip. Left knee actively presses out if we feel like maybe it's starting to cave in. What's going on in our warrior two today? Flip the left palm. Inhale, shift forward, up and back, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Prioritize this nice long side body. Right hand reaches forward, maybe pinkies down, and begin to roll the heart open. Inhale, reverse triangle. Left leg long, left hand reaches. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Guide the left hip back. Right hip melts forward. Prioritize this length again in the side body. And then maybe we twist the heart open towards the sky. Right hand high. Breathe here. Tiny bend in the left knee. Left elbow crease continues to look away from the body. Maybe we gaze up. It feels good for the neck. Steady the breath. Begin to rebend the left knee. Inhale, warrior two, we rise. Exhale here, settle in. Inhale, begin to surf forward, reach for your block, and launch for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Planting the left palm on the block or the earth towards the upper left corner of your space, and slowly, steadily peel the heart open. Find a tiny speck to help with balance. Kicking an imaginary wall with the right foot. Core muscles turned on here. 360 degrees, stacking the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, bend into the left knee. How soft can we land? Stability from center. We come home, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, low lunge twist, cartwheel the right palm down, left hand high. Inhale. Exhale, release. Find your flow. Option to keep the left toes lifted. And take it back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, come up high on the tippy toes. Exhale, hop, step, or dance to the top of your space. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, high mountain. Exhale to sink for chair. Hugging the low ribs in. Palms overhead, pressing together, or hands at the heart, pressing together. Nice active arms today. Maybe we lift the heart a little higher and allow the tail to grow a little longer. Maybe we bend a little deeper, sinking the weight into the heels. Steadying the breath. Noticing maybe what comes up when we hold in stillness, in the presence of sensation. Embracing the heat of effort as a vehicle for transformation. Burning away what no longer serves. If you have the hands at the heart, option to find your Kali Mudra, interlacing the fingertips except for the index, keeping it extended. And reach the arms up overhead. You can always be at more of a diagonal here, pointing the fingers forward. Maybe we lift the heart, option to gaze up without crunching the back of the neck. Inhale here. Exhale here. And release. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, wiggle the fingers, rain it down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold, hop, step, or dance back to your plank shape. Find your flow. And take it back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And we'll find our flow a little bit the same, a little bit different. Last little bit of heat, a little bit of effort here. Root down through the left heel. Inhale the right leg high, hips stay square. Exhale, high lunge, right foot forward, hips with stance. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, side body bend to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, we twist to the right, left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Open it up to the left, tee out the arms. Bend into the right knee. Inhale, reverse triangle, right leg long, right hand reaches. Exhale, cartwheel the left palm down, low lunge twist. Left palm roots, right hand high. And from here, option to reach for a block. And we launch for revolved half moon. Taking your block forward. We can also find our standing L here. Left toes turned down. Or we can begin to peel the right side of the heart open towards the sky. Inhale here. And exhale, release, high lunge, open twist. We've been here before. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, chair pose with your airplane arms, top of your space. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, your version. Exhale to fold, hop, step, dance back to plank, and make your way to downward dog, taking what you need along the way to come home to the length, the depth of your breath. And we'll root down through the right heel, inhale the left leg high, hips stay square. Exhale, step the left foot through, high lunge, inhale to rise. Exhale, side body bend to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, right heel melts, tee out the arms. Inhale, reverse triangle, left leg long, left hand reaches. Exhale, low lunge twist, right palm plants, left hand reaches. And from here, we can reach for a block or the earth in the top right hand corner of our space, shoulders stacked, maybe left hand to the sky, or we find our standing L. Either way, right toes turned down. Stability from center, bringing out the spine. One more inhale. Exhale, mindfully release. And we lift to our high lunge open twist, using that pressure in the left heel. Beautiful work, my friends. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane chair, top of your space. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, Samasthiti, thumbs at the sternum. 3 breaths here. Just to notice. Maybe we even resist the urge, the temptation to fidget. And allow the breath to create softness, to invite presence. You can go ahead and take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, super bend in the knees, hinge and fold, let it go. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, Malasana, option to reach for your block. Bring it underneath the sit bones. Sink the hips between the heels. Maybe we stay up nice and tall here, hands at the heart. Or if you'd like, You can bring your hands to the heart, elbows pressing actively into the inside of the thighs as the thighs press actively back in. We can also have fingerprints on the earth. Whatever invites the most length in your spine and lift in your heart. Maybe we close down the eyes here or soften the gaze. And bring your awareness to the tip of the tail and the crown of the head. Long, beautiful line between the two. Nourish the body with breath here. You can flutter the eyes open. Remove any props. Plant the palms behind the body to negotiate your landing and sink the hips back towards the earth. Kick both legs out long in front of you. Point the toes. Reach the fingertips towards the top of your space. Palms face up. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, beginning from the very tip of your tail, begin to roll the spine down, bone by bone. Taking your time here to imprint the spine onto the surface supporting you. And when you arrive, stretch out long. And on an exhale, curl in tight. Give yourself a squeeze. You can rock side to side, hip to hip. And allow both feet to meet the earth, hips width. Plant the palms to frame the hips. And on an inhale, press into the feet to lift the hips. Elongate the tail towards the backs of the knees as you elongate the crown towards the back of your space, towards the back of your mat. Embracing some length in the back of the neck here. Pressing into the triceps as if you could tear the mat apart. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. Allow both knees to drape open. Option to bring some support of a block, maybe at an angle. Underneath each knee, maybe resting the hands on the abdomen for a little bit of grounding. And begin to allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Noticing how it feels to be in the body today. And allowing the breath to create space for softness. If Supta Baddha Konasana, your recline bound angle, is where you'd like to pause, to stay, for your Shavasana shape, you're more than welcome to stay here. Or if you'd like, you can find constructive rest, knees together, bent, feet wide. Or maybe kick the legs long. Allow the arms to rest wherever feels natural, easeful, effortless. Finding a space where all that remains, perhaps, is the effort to stay. Not rigid or like a stone. The body's always moving, and that's okay. The heart needs to beat, the lungs need to bloom with breath, and the mind tends to wander. Our only objective is to rest in the presence of these things, to the best of our ability, without judgment. In your Shavasana shape. You are welcome to stay in your rest shape for as long as you'd like, but I do want to respect your time and let you know the end of our half hour is approaching. So if that's your cue to begin bringing the body back to wakefulness with care, I invite you to deepen the breath. Stretch out long from fingertips to toes. And curl in tight, hugging the knees in towards the chest, rocking gently side to side. And when you're ready, you can make your way to one side or the other, mindfully pressing up to a comfortable seat with the gaze soft or the eyes still closed down. Bringing that softness back to the face, lift in the spine. And if it feels right, you can join the thumbs together at the heart space, Anjali Mudra. And we can take a cycle of breath together here to celebrate this time spent in community doing yoga and honor the decision you made to move with intention, to be inspired by your breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. You can flutter the eyes open, release the hands, and make your way into your next cycle of breath as a means of inviting this new and beautiful space you took the time to create today to follow you into the next chapter of your practice off the mat. Thank you for sharing your time and your practice with me and with each other. It's such a gift, as always, to be here, to be your guide. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I will see you again next time. Be well.